Growing up with boomers for parents meant I grew up with a lot of things that were way before my time. The music, the cars, and the overall aesthetic of this older way of American living are things that I admire and hold in high interest. My biggest time period of interest would be the mid-60s to the early 70s, and a very big event in history happening during this time would be the Vietnam War. So this video today will be a Nam era base kit, specifically a post-1970 version of what the US Navy SEALs would have used during that period of the war. Just a little disclaimer before I go any further. A lot of the SEALs loadouts and uniforms were customized entirely to fit each individual. There are a lot of variations of this kit, and like my SAS video, I'm mainly just going over the specific one that I made with a light brief of other options. Starting off with the uniform itself, the SEALs were officially issued the standard olive drab uniform like the rest of the American military. But as you can see in this video, I'm wearing a 1970 dated ERDL uniform top. Another very popular uniform that was seen with SEALs and other members of the US military during the war was the tiger stripe uniform. This camo was a private purchase, but usually from members of the Southern Vietnamese military or by local tailors who made it. For pants, the SEALs typically chose whatever they liked best. There are a ton of pictures of them wearing pants in tiger stripe, ERDL, and probably the most popular being old blue jeans. I personally went for the blue jeans look as I just love this look. The pants I'm wearing are some old-fashioned Levi jeans. I actually don't know what year these are dated, but they look somewhat older than I am, so that's honestly good enough for me. Onto the belt and suspender setup. This was also very customizable as the SEALs did whatever best fit their specific mission or what was best for them. I went for a more standard setup as this is what most of the US infantry would have had their setups at the time. The pouches themselves are a mix of the M1956 and 1967 versions, which was seen a lot during the war. These were all eventually changed to the 67 pouches, but the 56s continued to see service until the end of the war. The SEALs used a wide variety of weapons throughout the war. I personally chose the Stoner 63 as my gun for this kit. The SEALs were also seen using the M60, the M67 carbine, the Ithaca 37, or even the standard issue M16. As for headwear, there were a lot of different things they would wear. Bandanas, boonie hats, berets, or even nothing at all. Like everything else on the kit, everything was up to personal preference, and I personally went for a tiger stripe beret myself. The SEALs typically painted their faces or wore mosquito nets to help themselves camouflage in the jungle. On top of painting their faces, they would also frequently paint their hands to go with the theme of camouflaging. Around their necks, they would sometimes wear the Navy flotation device. I luckily found one that surprisingly still works. A typically standard thing for SEALs using LMGs would be the bullet belts of ammo around their body. 5.56 or 7.62 for M60 or a Stoner respectively. I love this kit. It's so unique and such a staple of the Navy SEALs and their origins. I'm still upgrading, changing, and tweaking this kit, so things are going to change in the future. This is not final.
These men are members of one of the most unique military organizations in history. Behind these green faces are men who have accepted the challenge of some of the most daring assignments given to American fighting men. These are the Navy's SEALs.
Thank you all for watching this video. If there's anything I got wrong or you have more to add, I please ask you to do so in the comments below. I don't have access to the YouTube community tab yet, so if you want to stay up to date on my projects, follow me on Instagram at Ivan Vietcong. Special thanks to Thog, Ray, Ramen, L, and J. This video would not have been able to be made without your guys' help, and I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you guys so much for your patience. This video started filming in November of last year, and I didn't finish till recently. I have a lot planned for 2022, what's left of it. So let's just actually see what materializes from these plans. Also, take a shot every time I say SEAL. You're probably gonna have to call an ambulance.